Hi everyone, it's Teresa. How are you doing today? We're going to be doing some resist techniques. Yeah, through stencils. Yeah, we're going to have fun. Here's what you're going to need. You're going to need art cards your size. Mine are 4 by 4.5 watercolor paper. And you're going to need a white crayon. You're going to need an embossing pen, a resist pen. This came in a Happy Mail from Angela from IMU Network. I'll have her channel link below. And art masking fluid. I would tip this for you to see the brand, which is Winsor Newton, but the lid's open. I had to take it out to my dad. I don't like the bottle. I really don't. And you're going to need some Versamark Dazzle. I'm going to put these aside. Here's what else you're going to need. For the embossing pens, you're going to need the embossing powder in clear, and I have a rainbow of colors I want to use. I want to try some different techniques, have a little fun, see if we can get these all done and created pretty. You're going to need a watercolor palette, inexpensive, Gelatos or Watercolor Crayon, fluid acrylics or real acrylics, and we're going to get started. First one up. Oh, and you're going to need stencils. I'll get them over here for you. These are my favorite mixed media stencils. Yes, they are. So let's get started. The first one I'm going to do is the one that's the hardest to dry. And that's the masking fluid. And I'm not a fan of masking fluid because it stinks so dang bad. So what I'm going to do is try to place this on there. Like that. Well, maybe. And I'm going to take some tape. Just some inexpensive masking tape. I get my hands to work. Goodness. I put lotions on my hands today so they would stop cracking when I start to wash my hands after I art. The weather today is really beautiful for a day that's supposed to be cold. It's actually very warm in here. But I think that's because my fever is breaking too, so it's okay. I'm going to put that there and put this here. You're probably asking why I'm not going to do the paper. I don't want it to lift up. So what I'm going to do is right here where this side is at, I'm going to go right through the stencil and just tape it down through the stencil area. And the area that's covering the paper. Hopefully you can see. I didn't even think about that. I'm sorry. Alright, we're going to do the stinky stuff first. This stuff stinks. I'm going to be honest with you. It's horrid. It really is. I don't like it. And I'm honest. Now, there are a few tricks and techniques with this water-based pen thing that water-based, listen to me. With our ruling pen, you're going to need is just water and a towel. As it's going to try to dry on there. So I'm going to adjust this. And all you're going to do is dip your pen in. Just like that. And you're going to get the bead started around. There, this takes a little bit to dry. So if it's not perfect, I just want to try a resist technique with it. You have to keep redunking your pen. And I want to kind of try to hurry this along here because I don't want the masking fluid to dry that's attached to the stencil. And this stuff smells, well, it's a latex. And if you're allergic to latex, the reason why I want to show you other techniques is this stuff is expensive. It's not a cheap tool, it's an investment. I think it was like $10 or $14 I used a coupon. And it's been sitting in the corner a while because I just don't like it. Now, the masking pen or the ruling pen that we have here is an investment as well, but you can use this with inks as well. You can even use it with gel mediums to put through stencils and things as well. So we're just going to have us a little play today. I told you I was switching things up, and this is out of my comfort zone because I've not tried this. before I come in and try to be all professional. And I figure you've known me for over a year now, and we can start to get comfortable with each other. So if I blunder, we tried. I'm going to go through here. We're almost done. And I want this sort of loopy and different. I don't want a precision line. I want it to look like it was a doodle. And leave some spaces. You know, broken lines are okay too. I have to hurry with this. You're going to want to take your time. But if I took my time, I'd be here for hours on end. And to be honest, that's not cool. I'd keep you here for years if I could. Alright. Well, I can if I'm nice to you. Anyway, we're just going to keep playing. I've seen this used in many techniques. Alright, I'm going to see how it's going to stick. It's going to pull up the areas that dry. We did okay. Like I said, I'm not worried about the parts that went under the stencil, because we can clean that up. Where are my rubber shapers here? Clean that up with some rubber shapers here. Just kind of move it back like that. And the cool thing about this is this is going to dry. As you can see, it's yellow. It's supposed to be that way. The cool thing with the cleanup is it's a rubber-based product. You just wipe it off. You're going to get, like in my video response video, glue boogers. But that's okay. That happens. Move this aside. I'm going to put the lid on this stuff because I'm telling you, friends, it stinks. Now, this is going to take about anywhere from 10 to 45 minutes, depending upon how many thick layers you put on. We didn't put it on too thick. As you can see, it's kind of runny. Well, it ran under the stencil because I was heavy-handed, but that's okay. We're going to let that dry, and then we're going to move on. How exciting. Come on, Teresa. I'm all like, I want to show you everything in 30 seconds. It doesn't work that way. Now we're going to use that exact same stencil on the other side. Make sure my watercolor paper is up right, and it was upside down. And we're not going to do all of them the same, but I just want to try this out a little bit. Having fun. Science experiments, yay. Alright, let's just give this a go here. You have to sit there. Where'd my tape go? Oh, I did save some. I'm like, I know I saved some tape. I don't throw tape. That's naughty, naughty. Here it is, under all my papers here. So how have you been? Are you looking forward to starting new things in the new year too? I am. I'm excited for it. I'm going to move that paper because I don't like the way that looks. And move it like that. Perfect. I'm excited. I really am. So what are we going to use this time? We're going to use the crayon. Yeah. Let's see if the crayon works. I'm going to go over it a few times. And we're going to try a crayon resist. I get a lot of inexpensive crayons. I bought a bunch of these for my brother's kids to art with them, and that didn't turn out very well. Trust me. If it's not things that they shouldn't be doing, it's video games, and that's okay. Just means, oops, that we have more crayons for us. So like I said, we're not going to be perfect about this, and I'm pressing really hard because I've not done this before, so I don't know how much it's going to take in pressure-wise to give us a resist. So we're just going to go for it. Isn't that what life is all about, is just going for it and giving it a try? I think it is. Yeah, and then we're going to do all the resist, and then we're going to add the colors and the fun. Stop moving it, Teresa. And make sure I got the areas. And we did. And if we missed one, that's okay too. I pressed really hard. You don't need to press that hard. I do that when I get new products. I'm like, no, let's try and have some fun. Alright. Can you see? Let me see if you can see. See, you can see the resist. Awesome. I'm going to pause the video. I'll be right back. Alright everyone, I'm back. I had to go out and get a spoon. Now this spoon's really cool because it's for ice cream. And I found this at Menards in a bin. I think 50. And they're ice cream spoons and they're reusable. So we're going to use them for our embossing powder. I have to get reorganized here. I have tape on my shirt, which is fun. Now, we're going to use this resist pen first. Now, the lovely Angela gave this to me. I'm so very grateful. I'm going to put that over there with the other one. And the instructions for this are: create your design on your surface with the resist pen. Wait until the resist ink is dry, and then about 30 to 60 seconds, depending upon the thickness and surface used. Apply ink or paint over dried resist ink to reveal your design. Let's give it a shot. And for this, I'm switching out stencils. Now that it's in a pen form, we can have more fun. Fun, fun, fun. Ooh, this is a good one. Alright, I'm going to put this dotty one in the center. This is a dual tip. Let's check it out. Ooh, look at this. It has a chisel brush and a fine brush. Get the lid off. Look at that, friends. That is amazing. Wow. And put the lid there. Love you, Angela. Ooh, thank you, girl. Alright, here we go. Oh, and it's a brush. Alright. I'm going to color these in. And we're going to see what we get. It's another hit and miss. No need to be perfect. No need at all. Alright, now I didn't clean my stencils. I tend not to do that. Some of my stencils get cleaned, but I notice when I clean them, they have a tendency to warp. And we know I'm hard on equipment. And I can't find stencils like this anymore, and this is a TCW stencil. And I found this at Joann Fabrics in a clearance bin with a fabric kit. And oh boy, have I been in love ever since. I know. Trace is nuts. But we're having fun. Now I'm just going over areas I think I hit, which I already know I hit these. I just want to make sure. Alright, I'm going to lift it up. Let's see. I'm trying, loves. Yep, you can see there's a resist. So we're going to let that dry. I can see it's wet. And we're going to move on. Now we're going to have some fun. I'm going to use the same stencil. And I'm going to do something a little different. Isn't that what I do? I have a clean brush. Just a standard brush. And I have a Versamark Dazzle. Now, I did some failures with this, and that's okay. We're just going to have some fun. For me. I have some clear embossing powder. I don't want to use this one in clear. I think. Yeah, we're going to do this in clear. Alright, here we go. I'm going to brush this on the pad. Just like that. Hold this down. And I'm going to wiggle it across. Come back in. I'm going to wiggle it across. Just like that. And keep doing this a few times over to make sure that the brush is loaded. It's not hurting the ink pad at all, which is really cool. Because these brushes are incredible. I want to see if they have more. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, it's on there. Alright, here we go. Wish me luck. Okay, here we go. We're going to go over the whole thing. Alright. I'm going to put the lid on that. And you can see that it did resist. Well, that's a new way to resist, my friends. Where'd my bottle go? Here it is. I'm a little blonde today. I've been suffering with sinus infection and not even knowing that I was sick. I just felt kind of under the weather. Didn't pay attention to it. A little crazy like that, but who knew? Alright, No, I know you hate this part, and I love this part, but not because it hurts your ears, but because we get to see if we're making headway. Time for the heat gun. I'm going to get it warm on the side of me over here. And we're going to resist this together and see what we get. How's that, my lovies? Are we having fun? Yep, it's getting resisted now. It's looking all plastic coated. I'm looking from the side. I can see that it's there. So, you can see. There. Otherwise, I'll knock the camera out and the filming will be done for this episode. We don't want to do that. We have another one here. This one's going to take some thought. I want to do something a little different. I want this one. So what I want to do is I want to take different colors. I'm just going to put this right underneath. Come on here. The paper. Make sure this is the right side up. Talking with a pen in my mouth. Alright, now we're going to use the embossing pen. Now this you're going to have to use your little powders for. I was going to try to make this rainbow, but we still have to paint. And by painting, we can't do this too fancy. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to shake this off. Hit or miss is cool. I like that a lot. We're just building backgrounds. Yep, come on, Teresa. Just little background. Alrighty. I'm going to just have some fun. I hope you're having fun. So I'm going to just put that right back over that stencil. And I'm going to take the pink. I think. Yeah, the pink. I don't want to knock the embossing powder off, but sometimes I'm going to do that no matter what. And I'm going to go right here with the pink. If I'm too quiet, I apologize. It's hard for me to talk up right now because of not feeling 100%. But we'll be alright. Yeah, we'll be fine. Okay. Now you can do these in your little ATCs or your inchies or twinchies or batwinchies. No worries there, my friends. Ever. But I like to come in and just try to be a little different on my whatever size cards I want to play with. I'm not exactly right in the head with that thought, I know. Alright, gonna place it over your stencil gently. And then we're gonna go into our green. Green. This is a pretty vibrant color here. Yep, I like it a lot. Then we're gonna do a little combo card minus the stinky stuff. I want to use the inexpensive stuff. Well, the embossing pens aren't expensive, meaning they're not $50, but they do run about $4.99 for two. Hobby Lobby carries them. I don't know if Michael's carries them, to be honest. I found mine at Hobby Lobby. But anyway, no, I lied. We have another technique to use. Ignore me. I looked over and saw it. I'm thinking, okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? This is what happens when I get excited to play. I get all antsy and jittery, and I'm like, let's do this, let's do that. I'm not being very polite, am I? I'll get over it. I'm just going to trace a bunch of these on here. And you're probably thinking, yeah, I'm kind of bored watching you do this. I'm sorry. I really am. This one's going to be yellow. I'm going to go right in the center. Just a cute little way to start building some backgrounds because I struggle with backgrounds. I can do a focal point, but I can't do the background, and I have to learn to just let it go and let it be. That's what I have to do. So I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to finish adding the texture I want to this, and we'll heat set it off so you don't have to hear it, and I'll be back with the next step. Alright, I went through another stencil. I used these and made little bubbles. And then I took the pen and with the clear embossing powder I wrote love, joy, hugs, laughter, and friends. Now we're going to have some fun. You're going to take your glue resist. Now I'm going to try to go through a stencil, but I don't know if it's going to work. If it works, good for us. If it doesn't, that's okay. It's the wrong one. This is the one I want. No, that's not the one I want either. See, now I'm getting all confused. Don't you just love that when that happens? Alright, let's give it a shot. Now I'm using tacky glue that I bought for 79 cents. You can use Elmer's glue, whatever glue you have in hand. I don't know if this is going to work because this is hard for me to squeeze. But we're going to try. I'm just going to do little swirls, I guess. It's not working for me. My hands are not cooperating squeezing glue. So we're just going to do the resist technique the best way we can. It's kind of cool in here. Well, it was last night. It's not cool in here now. And I'm just doing a bunch of swirls. Just getting some resist on there. My hands have been so rough lately from the glue gun burns to holding on to the snowblower handle, and it's all good. So that's going to take some time to dry. Yay! Alright, there we go. Now you can do it through a stencil if you have the hand power. I don't have the hand power. I already said that. Poor me. So here's a glue resist. Let's have some fun. I'm setting this over to the side to dry, and I'm bringing back this. Yep, I'm bringing it back, kids. We're going to have some fun with that one. Now I have to get a paper out because Lovey Maggie gets a little upset with Teresa when Teresa's naughty. And I have to get my ruling pen out of the water. Where did my towel go? Here it is. I want to show you how you clean this. Okay, that's all you do. You just put it in a little bit of water and dry it off. You put it back in its container. Stop putting it in the lid first. And I keep mine in a jar by my side over here. That's what Teresa does. Here's my wax paper, so I might as well put this on wax paper. And I'm going to open my fluid acrylics. I'm using Naphthol Red Light. I'm using Green Gold. Hansa Yellow Light. And I'm shaking them to put paint in the lids. This is going to be fun. I'm using Primary Magenta and Cobalt Teal Hue. Alright, now I'm going to take just a regular big brush. I'm going to soak that paper. Now I'm going to be careful not to push hard on this paper because I don't want to pull that up. Okay? So I have that a little too wet. I'm not going to fret about it. I'm just going to grab my towel that I keep misplacing. And we're going to give this a shot. That works for me. I'm going to wet my brush. Going into the magenta. As you see, it's going to bleed. Pretty pretty. I'm going to help it along here. Alright. Now the one thing I want to tell you in advance is you're not going to want to dry this with your heat gun. You're going to have to let it dry naturally. I'm going to go in with this. I'm going to let the colors merge. Add a little more water to the fluid acrylics. It's going to spread around. It's going to make all kinds of pretty purples and colors like that over here. I'm going to put the lid on as I go. These colors are gorgeous. These are well worth the investment. Now I bought the kind from Michaels and they don't perform like these do. I'm putting that on too thick, so that's why it's not moving around. And this Naphthol red is more of an orangey red. It's really pretty. I like the way it looks. Of course, I'm kind of nuts anyway. I like things different colors, don't we? So I thought we'd play with the rainbow today. Yeah, rainbow colors. How cool. Alright. I'm going to go into this yellow. Some water on there. I'm going to let this fly around. Pull it up and around. All kinds of areas. Put my brush in there. We're having fun now, aren't we, sailors? Say it every time, don't I? Going into my green gold. I'm going to hit up the corner here. Just hit it up gently. I'm going to toss this aside to dry. We're going to move on to our next one. This is just accelerating work, isn't it? We're just moving right along. Alrighty then. There we go. Oh, I see we can tip it too. I'm going to tip it a second here and let it drop. And move it around. Sort of looks like a tie-dye, don't it? Funky chic, baby. That's where we're at. So that's over in that corner to dry. Boy, I'm busy today. Alright, this is the next one that we did. And this is the heart. Let's use some watercolors on this. I'm going to wet that paper again. I'm going to wet the paper. I'm going to be very careful not to tear into the paper too hard. And these are the metallic set from Michaels. Fabulous set, by the way, of metallic watercolors. Oh, and you can see the resist right off the bat. How cool is this? Now, normally you would put a lot of water in your brushes, or your paints, excuse me. I'm just so excited it's working. That you wouldn't have to worry about doing what I'm doing. I didn't think that the process was going to move this fast. I actually thought it was going to be a little late, so I don't know. And what I might do to be a smarty pants is I'm going to pull out another palette here. Yep, I'm going to pull out the one. That drawer's full, can you tell? Alright, I'm going to pull this one out. This is a little more pigmented. Alright, and it's also the one that has the nasty honey in it, which means it stays sticky. And that's not fun. I'm going to quit leaning on the table and start standing up and showing pride in my work. I'm just going to play around with it. I'm not worried about it being perfect. We're just experimenting in the laboratory. Try saying that 500 times fast when you can't hardly breathe. That's fun. Go through here with some blue. 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 I'm going through the center here. And we're giving it everything we've got. Isn't that the truth? I'm going to go in with a little more red. Right here. I'm just going to stroke out. And get into our serious painting techniques. Like the professional nutballs we all are. You have to love it. I'm going to just stroke out. Like this. Ooh, pretty, pretty. I'm going to hit up my green. I'm going to go here. You're going to see my arm. Sorry about that. This arm will probably hug the dickens out of you. How fun. Yeah, you're like, I'm not a huggy. I know. To me, you are. Now we're going to pull down on this side. Alright? I'm going to put this aside to dry. Next. I think this is the one I'm most excited for. And it's the Crayon. Yeah, it's the Crayon. I have some gelatos out. Gelatos. Ice cream. Not in the dead of winter. Alrighty here. Try to keep my fingers clean as I can. And I'll lightly go over the area. In colors, I can see it's resisting. I think. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have used wax on wax. We may have to redo this one. But I don't know. We're just going to play till we can't play anymore, right? That's the way it is. Yeah, you can see the resist. How cool is that? Oh no. Oh no. I'm going to come right up here I know there's no resist over here. Ooh, pretty. I'm gonna put the green over here. Then we're gonna color it with water. What do you mean color it with water? Water's clear. We're gonna saturate the colors. Be right back. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna use a finger. Yep, just gonna use a finger. I'm gonna go in. Well, I might even use a brush. Let's see. Yeah, brush is a little easier. And my golly dang, it worked. Do you see the resist happening? Oh my, that is the coolest thing. The crayon worked. Yes. Why is that a yes? Crayons are inexpensive at the dollar store. You can get a bunch of white ones. You can come in and play. That is just too cool. I am loving that. Gosh darn, this stuff is cool. I'm going to take my little mop here. I'm going to swipe this back and forth and just kind of dust it off. Move the paint around a little bit from the gelato. We lost the blue, but that's okay. The important thing is we got the resist. Oh, I'm loving that. Loving it. Oh, what a fun day this has turned out to be. I'm going to come in here and put my finger right there. And come over this again, just lightly. Alright. And then come over that again. I know it's going to turn colors. Well, that's okay. We don't care about that. All we wanted was the resist of the crayon. How cool is that? Wowzers, that's cool. I'm telling you, it's really neat. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull out an original acrylic. Yep, pulling out an acrylic. I'm going to use turquoise waters. I'm going to set this aside to dry, because that is cool. Now this is our embossed resist. And sometimes I have problems with this. I'm going to make this pretty thin. And I'm just going to lightly, my word, will you look at that? It even works with an acrylic. Normally a resist doesn't work with acrylic because the acrylic is a heavy bodied medium that goes over the top. And it can pretty much overpower the glues and things. Well, not glues, but the clear resist. That's next, by the way. Oh, what are we going to do with that one? I don't know, lovies. I just don't know. I'm going to keep adding just a little color to this. Ooh, I am loving it. That was just too fun for words. Simple ways to build a background. Now we know that the embossing powder one was going to work. We're not crazy. We're not silly either. We knew it was going to work. But let's see what happens. I'm going to put this one over here to dry. When we take the one that says it's a pure resist, as you can see, let's see what happens with that one. Let's see, what should we test that with? Let's see here. Let's test it with more watercolor. And then we'll do half watercolor, half acrylic. How about that? Okay, so we'll do this blue. We'll keep this in the blue family. And get quite a bit of paint going here. Let's get started. Yep. That works. Now you could do a much heavier coat of this than I did. Not the paint, I mean the resist pen. I was new to the resist. You know I'm new to this area of life anyway. I can do the masking fluid. It's not my favorite because it stinks. But if I can find another way to resist so I can do eyes and things without making a mess in the eyeball and having to go in with gesso, because sometimes I get in a hurry. We have one more to do. Alright, I'm going to just go over this a little more. I'm going to pull a rag over here so as I can find where I put the darn thing. See, I'm blonde today. You're very blonde. Let's see what we get when we pounce on it. Does it affect it? Not at all, but it does make a really cool resist. Alright. Let's try it with some fluid acrylics. This is where we're going to make it or break it or kill it. I don't know, loves. We're just going to go for it. I get water on this and I'm going to just swipe it over. And look at that. Even with acrylic it'll resist. That is cool. Now let's try the heavy-bodied acrylic. Well, I call it heavy-bodied. It's not heavy-bodied. If it were heavy-bodied, it wouldn't resist at all. Alrighty then. Let's go back to that turquoise waters. Talking regular acrylic. The only thing that generally works with resist to acrylic is the masking fluid. So if this works with original acrylic, we're on. Alright, let's try it. And by golly darn it does. Now I don't think it would be resisted with thick layers of acrylic paint. It might be. Once it's dry, you could probably take a towel and wipe it off. But will you look at this? Just acrylic from the bottle. Who knew? Well, that's going to be something. More fun. I'm impressed. And that was a Michael's Recollection brand. Thank you, Angela, for that. How wonderful is this? Goodness gracious. Look. It worked. That shocks me. Alright. Is this dry? Yeah, it's a little dry here and there. I might heat set it though since it's glue. We can heat set it with glue. Alright. How awesome is this going to be? Now Kat Hand did this for her mixed media morsels. And I haven't been doing any of those, and it's not because I'm lazy, it's because I've been sick. Anyway, alright. I'm going to go over this with probably 3 or 4 different properties just to see what we get. And go back in with our acrylic, listen to me. I have acrylic on the brain today. Watercolor. Ooh. Okay, now that's cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, I just did a bunch of little swirls and twirls here. That's cool. So we know that watercolor works on it. Awesome sauce. Let's take some of this Hansa yellow light in the fluid. See what we get out of that. Ooh, this could be exciting. This could get really exciting. Ooh. It works more as an embossed than it does a resist. But it's still cool, don't get me wrong. I'm enjoying it. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, it works as more as a resist with the acrylic. Or an emboss is a... You know what I'm saying. I told you I get excited. It works more as an embossed image with acrylic. It works as a resist with the watercolor. I finally got it out. Who knew I was going to do that? That's fascinating. Let's try it with original acrylic here. See what we get. Back into the turquoise waters here. Let's put some paint on there, Teresa. Really get in there. Yep, it works more as an embossed technique, because I'm not thinning the paint down. Now that's cool. For all of you who do not have embossing folders, this is your friend. Ah, it is resisting. Well, that's cool. Look at that. That is neat. Learn something new every day. Let's take the rubber resist off. And this is the eraser that comes with it, and it's going to get gross. Don't worry about it. And this is where the glue boogies happen. I have to be careful because I tend to rip the paper when I do this. Really come in with the finger and rub it off. Some areas are still a little wet, but that's okay. Just takes a minute. Just takes a little minute. And that's what I was trying to say in the video response. That's your glue boogers. Isn't that exciting? You get boogers everywhere. How fun. And this is gorgeous. So I wasn't going to do a finished piece of art today, but maybe I'll pull out a pen here in a second and we'll doodle. What do you think? Will you see how cool that looks? My word, I am impressed. And it takes a lot to impress me. I hesitate on buying new things if I don't know how it's going to work. Because I think some of the artists take magician tricks and do it. I think I'm just going to leave that as it is because I kind of like it. So what we've done today is we've taken acrylic paint, fluid acrylics, watercolor gelatos, and we attacked with a crayon, a simple Crayon crayon, glue, masking fluid, a resist pen, what was that? Help me out. Oh goodness gracious. I think I lost my mind. I think that was a resist pen too, wasn't it? I can't remember. You know what I'm talking about. And this is the embossing resist. I'm trying to think what else I used. I just got brain dead. And where's the heart at? We have to get the heart up here. I'm all like getting excited. I'm going to dry off the center here. And this is the heart that we brushed on Versamark Dazzle. And this one, I think also was, this was Crayon. Duh. I get blonde, don't I? Crayon, resist pen, embossing powder, glue, masking fluid, and Versamark pad brushed on. You can do it. Just remember what you're using because I'm a little blonde. This was fun. Had a lot of fun with it. Now if I wanted to get that off, I'd probably add a little water to it, but I like it. I like it a lot. Bless may be in your life. Bless may be on your journey. And thank you for blessing me with your presence. Happy holidays, because it's the week of Christmas. Thank you, my dear lovies, for being here during a holiday week. Busy, busy. The rush is on. Much love and many hugs to you. Stay cool, stay relaxed, stay warm, stay you. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone. Bye for now.